As spring begins, Elizabeth finishes off one of her winter projects, a genealogical chart that she was doing for a friend. A lot of work, I can tell you. Springtime in the garden means clearing away a lot of the old dead undergrowth from the previous year. This is round about the area where the pond will be, hopefully in 2009. The onset of spring means the clematis blossoms, the rhododendron, and apple blossom.
Bonjour, il est mai et travaille à la jardin. Je travaille à la jardin. Beaucoup de travail. Oui. Aye, now for you that didn't ken any French, what I said at the beginning was that it was me and I'm going to work in the garden. Lots and lots of work. Okay?
Then it's back to work, digging out holes to plant new roses. The blossom on this plum tree certainly makes you feel like spring has well and truly arrived. And here's something else that well and truly arrived. A snake. We were told it wasn't poisonous, but we weren't sure. We have various places to sit outside and to enjoy the scenery. This one's at the back of the house where we can look across the open ground behind. This one's at the side, which gives Elizabeth some shelter when she's working in the nursery area where the coal frame is situated. Here's one where we have coffee on sunny mornings, and the main one which we use nearly all the time when the weather's good, sitting outside. And here we can look over the orchard, and we put a fridge, and Elizabeth had the pleasure of using it for the very first time. It's also great for barbecues, where you can sit and relax and enjoy some lovely food. And Suki enjoys her place where she can sit up high and observe what's going on. We had a day out with our friends Joy and Clive to Montmorillon, which lies about an hour away from where we stay. It's really interesting because I have a huge book fair there and there's lots of interesting things to look at and wonderful scenery. The book fair logo in flowers. From the back of the church you can get an imposing view of the river and the town of Montmorillon in the distance. I do the video recording and Elizabeth does the still photography. The town centre of Montmorillon. La Gartempe flows through the middle of Montmorillon, presenting a beautiful and inspiring sight, with the church, or église, in the background. A last look at the picturesque town as Elizabeth wends her way up the hill, the end of a lovely day. We went to visit Matt and Kirsten up at Dinan, and Matt couldn't wait to get his boat unfolded and ready for going out on the river. In no time at all, we were rushing down to the riverside, easily carrying the boat. We soon had the boat in the water, climbed in quickly and set off. Bye! We had set off with a hip flask of whisky and a dozen small bottles of beer and didn't bring back any. Watch Matt get out of the boat and have a wee stagger. Soon we had the boat folded back up, and as you can see, not too difficult a job to lift it on to the roof rack in the car. Nae bother. The port of Dinan is part of the larger town of Dinan, which is situated in the northwest of France, not far from Saint-Malo. Matt and Kirsten have a caravan permanently based there and come over quite frequently for holidays, and we're fortunate enough to be able to join them quite often and share their company and the lovely scenery. We had a little trip on this road train which took us all the way around Dinan. Here you can get a lovely view of the viaduct. The next day we went out in boat again, this time to take a trip upriver to Dinan. There was some lovely scenery on the way up, and wildlife, this cormorant for example. Soon we were approaching Dinan. It's a popular port for lots of boats to come. You can see Matt's one on the left here and my one on the right, but we thought we'd just use a small one today. Kirsten and Elizabeth had driven ahead to Dinan, and we met them there and had a picnic. And then Matt and I set off and went a bit further upriver and then back down, hello, and continued on downriver to our landing place. And here we are coming back in, safe and sound, this time sober. We quickly got the boat out. The next day was pouring rain, so we decided to visit the aquarium at Saint-Malo. Lots of different kinds of fish to see. I'm not sure the names of all of them, but this is a seahorse, And this is a matty fish. I'm pretty sure of that anyway. Sharks. Most impressive. And these were piranha, I know that. Matt had a shot at catching some fish for tea. Our friend Joy and Clive's grandchildren were here on holiday, and Joy set them a quest where they had to do lots and lots of different things. But the part we were involved in was when they had to feel certain things, and Elizabeth soon had them squealing.
Right, 1, 2. That's a teeth. That's teeth out the horse's head. I have feel.
One finger.
One finger. Let me see. And this is the horse's eye. Get the out of horse skin. Oh yes. So they shaved a little bit.
No!
Hold out your hands.
Come on, Maya.
On there. Hold out your hands. Nice fingers in a dish of innards. Alright?
Got to do it.
That sound alright?
No, you've got to do it.
Go. That nice? That's a bit of its liver.
My turn.
Come on, your hands. Give me your hands. Yes, you've got a bit of its kidneys.
A visit to Bracant at Rom, a village which is nearby to where we stay, was a good chance to pick up some bedding plants. We didn't go in the fairground though, but we did have a good rake round to see if we could find any more junk, which we didn't, thankfully. A picnic's held at the end of May, but more of that later. What I want to show you here is the French are the only people who would have a picnic next to where the rubbish bins are. Can you believe that? The Feu de Saint-Jean traditionally shows the end of spring and the start of summer. A bonfire is lit and it's decorated with lovely tissue paper flowers. And as the bonfire burns down, people sit and enjoy the sight and eat and drink and eat and drink and drink and drink. However, nobody gets drunk. Once the bonfires died down sufficiently, it's traditional for any unmarried men in the village to step or jump over the fire. If they do this, they're supposed to be married before the following year. Doesn't work though, because these two have been doing it for years. At the end of spring I decided to get the hammock put up in place, and Elizabeth couldn't wait to have a shot.